Welcome to this video for the Smart Culture Toolkit on how to use destination design road mapping. Destination design road mapping helps destinations to make informed decisions with regards to tourism development and helps facilitate the discussions of ownerships of policies. It does this by helping discuss different experiences and interventions and what may be required for certain groups of visitors or residents, but it makes you also set up a timeline with regards to how to develop these experiences and in what timeline. And it can help facilitate discussions of ownership and mandate for experience and interventions. An additional step that can be done is to also look at supporting facilities which need to be developed. I won't discuss that in this video, but it's useful to know, and there's a special extra paper that talks about that more in the toolkit. To develop a destination design roadmap, we've included some templates which just follow several years. And the idea is, first you find some sort of a common goal where you want to work towards in 4, 5, 6 years time from now. And then you think, we have several experience and interventions already. The idea is that you have certain interventions already that are there that can be done. They can be designed afresh or they can be existing policy suggestions. And now becomes a time like, okay, what should we design first? What shall we design afterwards? Which builds upon something else? Which interventions serve multiple people or multiple functions? And that is basically the idea of the roadmap. How do you develop a timeline and a roadmap for your destination that maximizes the impact of different interventions? So we start building with the ones that we can already build quite quickly, quite easily, and then we look at like, how do we build towards the larger narrative, the larger goal that we have. And it also helps you to get a joint understanding of what experience and interventions are. And actually this is the first step of what you do. First you discuss, you have a set of experience and interventions, what do they actually mean to different people? Now, once you know that, you can start basically developing the destination design roadmap based on what I've said. Like, okay, what interventions would work very quickly, are easy gains or are easy to develop now, but which needs to take a bit longer, even though they may be more impactful. And also, which people do they serve? Do we want to serve certain types of residents and visitors earlier, or do we want to do some later? And you can do that just like with a simple timeline. You put them in there on different pages and then you go build towards your end goal. Next step is taking ownership. And this is an important one that we found out, because if people don't take ownership, it's very difficult to set things in motion. So we ask you, like, think about who could take ownership for these interventions. It could be an organization, it could even be individual persons. The more precise, the better. And now it's okay to disagree with regards to who should do this, but it's useful to write them down, because the more information we have, the more possibilities there are to set in motion this change and really move forward. Based on this information, you can even change the timeline of the destination design roadmap, because if there's ownership for one idea, it makes sense to develop that earlier. The final part for this presentation is basically, I suggest you present destination roadmaps to other people. And often we play this with groups of 15 to 20 people, and then you have 3 to 4 groups of 5 who basically make one destination design roadmap. If you present to each other, you're forced to look at, are there commonalities, are there differences? Do we understand the reasoning? Are there different perspectives? Are different ideas on ownership? And how does that work together? And that's actually a final step that it's not always time to do that, but it's very useful to try to combine all ideas into one roadmap and think of like, what do we jointly think is the most efficient way to move forward with our potential interventions. And very interesting here is also to combine all the information on ownership, so you really have a large set of stakeholders who in this group you think may be helpful to move beyond just words and actually set in motion things and take the initiative. Having all that information, we believe, really can help you move in a structured way forward with the destination in a way that goes beyond daily life and that actually makes you do it in a more organized way that can help you take it further more efficiently. Thank you very much for listening to this video. We look forward to seeing you soon.